So Rykerboy decided to play it out. So Rykerboy versus, I'm gonna mess up this guy's name. Um, Daviajagunan. No, I think I did all right. I have no idea what Daviajagunan is playing. If someone could refresh my memory, that'd be great. I'm gonna call him Davia. Davia versus Rykerboy. Final match: Homicidal Seclusion versus. Don't know. Not really sure what he's playing. We'll find out in about three turns. Blue black control. Okay, interesting. So last week's winner, basically. I'm gonna assume he's on the same list. Not knowing the guy, I'm sure it's a dirty net decker. No, I'm just kidding. Team Riker, guys. Who do you got? Who do you got in this match? I'm not sure. This is really just gonna be a slow, grindy match where all the removal is gonna be really bad for a very long time. Team Riker. I can see those Team Rikers. Right. I mean, we're all fans of Riker Boy. He's a regular in the Discord chat. He's good. Yeah, you got, yeah, crazy Bale. You got to just support the guy that double kills you. Oh, nice, start again. That's good. Him to Torak. That's a strong turn two play, but probably gonna need, anticipate in response. Probably a better move, but I guess he doesn't want to lose the anticipate. I think I would just like take the gamble and maybe lose the anticipate, because then you just anticipate to something that you might want, and then what? Not completely sure of Davia's list. If he's just a regular blue black list, and I'm not sure if they ran Power Sync, but that could happen, or Clash of Wills. Beat Davia in the earlier rounds, Riker beat me. So if Davia beats Riker, now it's also a form of triangle. Yeah, Kaza. Then you could just play the winner, and then you become the winner, right? So 4 mana from Davia, we might see a Factor Fiction here. The difference in the deck styles is that Davia is going to have just a ton of counter magic, and then just to be able to stop whatever Rykerboy is doing. Rykerboy really can't do anything about it. All he can do is maybe strip his cards out. I don't really know Rykerboy's list, but Underworld Connections is a good start to just trying to grind out this deck. But it's probably meaning a dissolve right here. But I mean, you got to get the counter spells out of the deck somehow, because eventually Rykerboy is going to want to resolve what parts of his pieces. Probably the most important one would be the Demonic Rising, because Demonic Rising will continually get him a creature, and especially since Davia is on blue black, artifacts are not easy to deal with, or enchantments. The only card that probably Davia is probably running is Nevinral's Disc, so he really wants to see that. Davia digging for a negate here, because Underworld Connections, once that gets going, it's, again, hard to beat. It's one of Rykerboy's few ways of just really getting ahead on board, on a card advantage. And that's what you really want in these kind of matchups. Draw more cards, and just, like, grind through. Grind through the hands. Ooh. Underworld Connections resolves. That is big. Distress from Davia. We don't get to see it either. I'm sad. Let me see if I can see it in the chat. Doubt it. Oh, you do it. Oops, sorry. You do get to see it. Rykerboy has in his hand. Let's see. This two Devour Flushes, Homicidal Seclusion, Ultimate Price, and Ultimate Price. Yeah, there it is. Thank you. And he decided to take. What did he take? I have no idea what he took. What did he take? Anyone? Now Rykerboy distresses Davia. Oh, Rykerboy discarded the Haunted Plate Mail. That's probably the best choice. So now we know some hands. So that's weird how they do far and away. So Rykerboy had Davia discard the Docent. Interesting. Considering how he has two Ultimate Prizes and two Doral Flashes to deal with the Docent. Personally, I would have taken Rise from the Tides. That card is very hard for Rykerboy to beat, unless he has main deck Infest. So this is weird. This is weird how they're doing this. I'm gonna just close this. So now we know partial hands here. Yeah, it's the card they picked is discarded. Oh, but Rykerboy is another Haunted Plate Mail. That's big. That is big. But he knows that Davia has the away. I think he just slammed a Seclusion here. Or another Plate Mail. Wow. I'm surprised that Rykerboy didn't even just like kind of force the away out of his hand, just to start getting in damage, because you know you have the Seclusion in your hand, and that's your goal overall, just to kind of like beat down. But Rykerboy playing it slow. Oh, here he goes. Maybe he's listening to me, because you just have to force his hand here, because Rykerboy's up on cards, and he's gonna be up on cards. Oh, sudden death. Okay. Again, interesting call because you can play around it. So now I can still play on the far away. Alright, close your equations. See you later, man. Take care. And here comes the Homicidal Seclusion, and it resolves. Very strong. Now because Rykerboy has a spawning pool, Dread Statuary, and the Plate Mail, he can just start doing this. But Rise from the Tides is coming, and this is, like I said, this is why I'm surprised it didn't take the Rise from the Tides. Because dealing with 6/2/2s is going to be a little tough, but maybe he's thinking of racing. Oh, what the Infest! Yeah, that's a strong Infest there. So Rykerboy's hand's still all gas of removal, so no creature is ever resolving. And Davia's just gonna fall far behind under his Underworld connections. And with his 1/4 removal, I mean, look, he's got two spawning pools, a Dredge Statuary, and a Haunted Plate Mail. This is gonna be really tough for Davia to come back. Unless he needs to get a Factor Fiction or something going. That was a very good Infest. Like he didn't have it before, and then he just decided just to draw it. Yeah, Underworld Connections is quite the card. But yeah, the blue black control deck does not have a ton of kill conditions. It really just aims it leans very hard on the Docent and the Rise from the Tides. So if you stop like those three threats, you're just about milling them out. That's the only other way. spawning pool is becoming an amazing threat here. Touch my mic there. Here comes the away. Rykerboy could activate the other spawning pool and kind of sack it, but I don't think he needs to do that. There you go, that's fine. Yeah, Remove Soul feels good. So the last card in Davia's hands is Remove Soul, which is not gonna do a thing. And Rykerboy just up on cards, up on everything, up on creatures. Gets to get in there with the Dread Statuary. But Davia's got the Blighted Fen, which is fine. Wow, that's a misplay from Davia, but I think he knows the game's over. Because if he just like uses it on the attack phase, then he's not gonna die. But that's just poor play there. But I think he already knows he's dying. So Rykerboy takes game one very convincingly. Like once he got to resolve the Underworld connections, the game's just over. That was a really big turning point of the game where Underworld connections got to resolve, and he got to draw about 8 more cards than Davia. Davia didn't have any Factor Fictions. He had a couple Anticipates, but just couldn't get anything going. And the last card in his hand was a Remove Soul. Well, Rykerboy was sitting behind all the Power Flushes. But like I said, I think if Rykerboy takes the Rise from the Tides, then he doesn't have to like bank super hard on drawing an Infest. But he drew the Infest, so that was like perfect. So we're on game 2, very quick. Rykerboy's choice to not split is may be able to pay off here. But let's see what Davia has. He gets a sideboard into just more kind of controlling cards, more negates. Let me see if I can pull up Dragon's list. Let's just assume he's on Dragon's list. I mean, the docent really gives it away. Excuse me. Like he gets to just get rid of all the a lot of the bad removal and just bring in like negates. Devour Flesh seems really good in this matchup. And just get rid of someone like, especially like some of the dead cards like Remove Soul, Essence Scatter. So we'll see what happens. You think he had the Infest Distress? Probably. I think yeah, he had a Distress. Yeah, he distressed him second. But turn 2 Distress, very strong. Probably getting indicated here. Or Anticipate. Again, I don't... Maybe he just, like, has the only one Anticipate to do this, but I'm not sure how I feel about this kind of play. Like when the other turn he himmed him turn 2 and he decided to Anticipate in response. Like, what if you find the card that you need? Then it's just getting distressed. But not that, like, Rykerboy knows what he's going to get there. We're going to see what Davia's got working with, though. So that's going to be good. Alright, so Davia discards Neverwheel's Disc, and this is his hand. Docent, Factor Fiction, Dissolve, and 2 lands. Interesting. Like, the disc, hitting the disc is very big there. Because Rykerboy's Scrabbling Claws, interesting. Probably just the Combat Treasure Cruise. It's fine. Like, I'm sure he has a lot of dead cards to bring in, so at worst it draws him a card at some point. That's fine. I approve, Rykerboy. J Mecha approves. Because I'm sure Rykerboy has just so many dead cards for this matchup. Another Claws, sure. Yeah, Combat Rise for Tides, Treasure Cruise. Yeah, that's true. I'm so glad Twitch chat is here to really make me sound more important. Or smart, rather. Factor Fiction, though. Couldn't really stop that. This is the pile. What would you do? split up the mismatching negates. I want to talk about this. This is not cool, guys. Either get one version or get the other version. Don't do this. Don't do this to yourselves. What I would do is I just split the negates and the sudden death. Maybe, I don't know. Depends on the. Make him discard the promo negate. I definitely don't. Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we do here. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, this is the best. I think that's a good pile. Let's see. So he binned the sudden death in the lands, and he took the double negate, which I think I think it's what you do there. So Rykerboy's gonna have to play around that. But now, like I said last match, now he's down on cards. He doesn't have the underworld connections, and he's got the factor fiction. So, let's see if we play the swamp here. So this is his hand. Docent, or not the factor fiction. Still got the dissolve and double negate, and the docent to really kind of bring it back. So we're in for a grind, folks. It's gonna be a grind, but Davia's well ahead of this right now. At some point, Rykerboy has to consider just drawing cards off the claws. I'm not sure how long he can sit on just kind of like removing the graveyard. There he goes. I don't. This is a bad play from Scrabble Class though. You wanna tap it first, make them remove a card, and then sack it. I see so many people do that wrong. Tap, make them exile, then sack it. There's no activation. There's no tap cost on the Scrabbling Clause. Okay, guys, tap it first, then pay the one, make them do it, and then sack it. So, I don't know. I see so many people misplay that so much. So Davia is free to just play the Docent if he wants, and then leave up negate mana, which I think he's gonna do. Yep. Rykerboy needs 2 removal spells, which is not unlikely. He has 5 cards in hand after all. Ooh. Rykerboy posted his list, so we'll get to see it if there's a game 3. More aside, what do you name? This is probably a bait here. So maybe he's trying to, I don't know. I'm not sure what you memoricide in their deck though. Maybe a counterspell or Rykerboy needs a follow up. He didn't do this on purpose. He had to have a follow up here. Nothing. No. I think he's just trying to get the counterspells out of his hand, but that's not the best plan. We're gonna see what Rykerboy has. He has a distress. More side names of threats. Yeah, well, one of the threats is on the table already. So the other 3 names is like Rise from the Tides. Okay, so Rykerboy tries Consume Spirit, and he's got Swamp, Quicksand, Demonic Rising. So block regenerate plan. That's very strong here. He has to do this basically. So got 2 more unknowns though. Davia does. So he's got dissolve, negate, and just 2 unknowns. No, I mean I think it's fine, Kaza. He's got a lot of dead cards, like you said. So like if you just hit it turn 4 and just kind of like nug like a Rise from the Tides, I think it's pretty good. It's good enough because he's got a lot. Like I said, he's got a lot of dead cards. I'm gonna look at his sideboard right now while he's considering what to do. I'm just looking at Rykerboy's deck right now. Like 4 Devour Flesh, 2 Ultimate Price. Those are all coming out. Like, he probably brought in the Scrabbling Claws and, like, some number of the other Distress and some number of Memoricides. And maybe the Infest. No, Infest and Barter and Bloods are not super great, but they probably have to stay in. So, yeah, I think you just bring in the Memoricides just to take out some of the dead cards. Which is fine. I think it's still fine, you know. But we need to get something going here. Like, actually, a Barter Blood would not be bad if Davia did not have 2 counterspells. But he's still tapping out. This is the main phase Factor Fiction. This is... I guess he wants to flip the Wizards, yeah. Because there's nothing he can do about it. Oops. What's going on? Because that's his hand right now. I think, like, Swamp Quicksand. Once he played a Swamp, which I missed. But yeah, this game's over. Well, not over, but he taps for 12. 12 in the air. No block. Can't block, really. This is the power docent here. Just closes out the game super quick. If he gets to flip, his little guys get to flip. And we got a bunch of Delvers. Is this the Infest here? It's not enough. Unreal Connections. Okay. I'm not sure we can draw. He has to draw, like, actual Wrath of God, or Damnation. Consume Spirit on the docent. Him. Not good enough, man. He just has to negate. We're on to game 3, guys. Game 3. Blue-black control versus mono-black Homicidal Seclusion. Let's go back and look at Rykerboy's list real quick. Like you said, we probably saw the Memoricides come in. We saw the Memoricides come in. He obviously brought in the Distress and the Scrabbling Claws. So he probably took out all these, the Devour Flesh, Ultimate Price, and maybe some number of Barter and Bloods. Barter and Blood's not that bad. Or even Devour Flesh isn't that... I actually probably would have kept in the Ultimate Price, just like the targeted removal against the docent. And then we go look back at the control deck. The same thing. Just get rid of the removal, bring in, like, get rid of, like, maybe Sudden Death he did keep in, so he probably got rid of the counter spells because he has 0 creatures. And then brought in the gates. And maybe Memoricide. Memoricide could hit a part of his combo. If he just hits maybe like the Demonic Rising or the Homicidal Seclusion, that's pretty good. Then you can't do anything about it. Just top decks this. It's strong. Let's see game 3. Rykerboy would be on the play. Turn 2 him is gonna be a fantastic play if this happens. No turn 2. Now Davia has the ability to negate something. He's gonna go for the Unworld Connections. Yep, he has to. Because if this is gotta be something to do. Anticipate in response. Wow, Rykerboy. This is just mono black devotion all over again. Just like slamming the turn 3 Unworld Connections and crossing your fingers. Please let this happen, and it is gonna happen. Rykerboy's gonna get so far ahead. This is a very strong turn 3 play. What is Davia going to answer with? Nothing. Tapland pass. We're in for the long haul, folks. Is he gonna go? Oh, is he gonna go for the plate mail right here, or another connections? We're drawing all the cards, folks. We're drawing all the cards. Another anticipate. They are mismatched. What is this world? No. Friends don't let friends play mismatched cards. Okay, guys? For those of you watching in the future, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. Especially when let's say someone like distresses you and you see 2 different mismatched cards, and then you just take something else or something. Then like you take like one art, like, oh, here's the other one. It's like, what? Yeah, Rykerboy definitely has He's got the inside track on the underworld. He's got the connections here. I believe in mismatches. Well, oh my goodness, don't. Factor fiction? Oh, Memoricide. Uh-oh. Turn for Memoricide. What does he name? I had a buddy of mine, played as a partner. We play Modern a lot, and his dream is to build a burn deck of every different art mountain, every different art like lightning bolt, every different art everything. And we kind of like looked at it a bit, and there are a lot of different arts for different cards. It's like kind of scary for like some things you can't do. Like some would be foil, some would be not foil, and we're gonna try to find like mismatch, miscut things. Davia names Haunted Plate Mail with the Moor side. That's that's a reasonable card. It's kind of hard to deal with. I don't know what I would name. That's a hard name to do. I think I would have named maybe Demonic Rising because it just continually creates a creature. But I think either one is defensible. I think like with Demonic Rising, he has more ways to activate Demonic Rising versus the Haunted Plate Mail is just at worst a 4/4. But the Demonic Rising, he has like all these like man land or creature lands and just like other things that just like kind of get annoying about it. So oh, but he fires back with the him. He gets 2 lands out of it. That's fine. Yeah, I would have named the Demonic Rising for sure. Rykerboy gets card parity, but Davius fights back with a Factor Fiction. Interesting. Ooh, tough pile. All counterspells are all lands. What do you got? Do not split like that. No. All counterspells, all lands. That's the only thing I would do. That's that's an interesting split, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because you know he's down on lands. I feel like he's gonna take the 3 pile. Oh, he took the swamp. He took the swamp dissolve. Wow. Okay, I see you, Davia. I guess he just needed a double black. Well, here comes a Demonic Rising. And since he's got the spawning pool, he's gonna start pumping out 5/5s. Why does he need double black? Probably distress. I don't know. That's probably. Let me look at his deck. Double black for definitely distress is pretty strong this matchup. That's pretty much it. Another Factor Fiction. Davia trying to fight back, facing down 2 Underworld connections here. Just probably digging for a disc here. Ooh, double ultimate price and a far away. Did keep some of the removal in. We had to. Yeah, distress is the only double black card in his deck. I like this split a lot. Davi decides to take the double ultimate price. It's fair. I mean, it gets the first demon, but it will never kill any of the spawning pools. There's a window where he can actually away the spawning pool, but another one, he just has another one, so there's not much of a window he can ever do, honestly. So it's a free attack here. And then he's gonna 5/5. That'll get ultimate price at some point. Yeah. Davi is just digging for a disc. He needs that disc in his life so bad. But a Scrabbling Claws comes back from Rykerboy, and here comes the 5/5. But the first one's getting dealt with a will and the ultimate prizes, so it's not long for this world. But they're just gonna keep coming. Yeah, that's true. But more side on disc would be great. Unfortunately, Davia does have the counterspell still in his hand. So he needs to just dig for a distress away the counterspell, and try to look for whatever else he has, and then go for the more side. That'd be a very strong play, for sure. But Rykerboy's drawing 3 cards a turn. That's tough. That's tough for Davia to beat. Rykerboy just still going for the grind him out plan with the demonic rising. I wonder what's in his hand. They each opponent has, or each player has 7 cards in their hand. Parts of Davia's hand, but not everything. Another Factor Fiction. We're fighting back here. Will he find the disc? Oh, and there it is.